Hello and welcome to this February edition of the Encounter Podcast. I'm your editor-in-chief, Rodolfo Flores, and I'm going to interview two of the baseball coaches today, Coach Ketchum and Coach McGuire. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
So my first question for you guys, what are the main goals for this team going into this season?
Just get better than last year. That's what you want to do every year. Try to improve upon yourself each and every year. Last year we unfortunately did not make the playoffs, didn't make the tournament, so sky's the limit for this team this year.
Yeah, I just build off of that, right? Like we're kind of just building off of the years past, and we got a lot of guys on the team that were in both our opening round like series and seasons in the past, and they kind of got a bitter taste in their mouth from last year. So just looking forward to build off of it.
Yeah. So what excites you guys most about the group compared to last year's team?
We got a lot of guys, a lot of returning guys, a lot of older guys. I think we have 20-something seniors. So there's a lot of veteran experience on this team, and that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, a lot of veteran experience and a lot of seniors at a handful of positions that are really important. Like we got 10+ senior pitchers on the team. We got a few senior catchers on the team that, it's really important when you have leadership just throughout the lineup everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And what identity do you think the team is going to play with this year?
We're going to be grinders. That's kind of what we've always been. But especially this year, we don't have any flashy guys. We're just going to grind out at bats. We're going to hit some home runs. We're going to take some walks, get hit by pitch. That's just kind of our identity every year, and I expect more of the same this year too.
Yeah, I tell guys too, I'd like them to prove me wrong and, have a few guys in the lineup that can knock out 10, 15 bombs, but I think we're going to be one of those teams that, Coach always says, another 90 feet, and we're going to have to, single, score a run, steal bases, every other inning, and just, kind of tick you off 1 through 9 in the lineup and score that way.
So you guys mentioned that you already have 20 seniors on the team. So how important is the depth that you guys have going to be over the course of the long season?
You want me to take this one, kid?
Yeah, go first.
No, I would just say, especially, playing conference series where we're playing, 2 games Friday and 2 games Saturday, no matter if it's depth in the pitching rotation or if it's depth in the infield or in the outfield, a lot of guys are going to get their chance to get innings on the mound and swing, and it's kind of one of those things where everyone's got to be ready. So it's good to have a big team for, especially when we start playing 4, 5, 6 games a weekend, and even through Monday through Friday we're going to have a couple midweeks where guys that normally aren't on the mound or in the lineup regularly are going to get their chance, and just kind of got to stay ready.
Yeah, I always tell the guys it takes a village. It takes all 40 guys, and having that veteran presence of those 20 guys, that has that experience, that have played college baseball at a high level, coming down the stretch, it's going to be awesome to have those guys. And whether it's like Ketchum said on the mound or coming off the bench, that stuff's so invaluable.
Has there been anyone who has emerged as a leader going into this season?
I would say 2 guys right off the bat. Jake Murda, our starting catcher. He's been the man the last couple of years. He's really grown into his own. Very proud of kind of the work he's put in, and now he's a senior, and he's firing on all cylinders. He's kind of taken that leadership role. And also Max Montgomery, our kind of utility guy, played a lot of second for us, played some outfield. He's a very vocal person on our team, and he's come a long way as well. I'm pretty proud of him as well. Seeing him from a freshman till now, it's awesome to see that kind of stuff.
Coach Ketchum, you got anybody?
The only other one I was going to say was, I was going to add Ethan and Nate because it's funny is that, we're coaches, but they were little freshmen when we were still on the team here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now it's now they're the leaders on the team that are, telling all the freshmen, explaining everything to them when, we were doing that to them. So it was it's good to see them grow, and snap of your finger, they're all seniors now, so look forward to the season, especially those guys.
And even for the pitching staff too, there's a whole bunch of other leaders on that team too, or on that side of the ball. McGuire.
You got a brother on the team.
Yeah, my little brother. He's really coming to his own. I'm very proud of the effort he's put in, kind of taking on that leadership role. I know he's, leading discussions and making sure everybody's on their best. Jacob Jerka, I've seen take that kind of step forward as well. Another senior. Those two guys on that side of the ball have really taken a step forward and are going to be huge for us coming down the stretch.
So there are a lot of box score watchers who will only look at box scores of games and come to their own conclusions. But for you guys who are always at the games, what is something that's not going to appear in the box score that you guys are going to notice about the team?
The behind-the-scenes stuff, the guys putting in work with Ketch in the weight room, running sprints with me, doing all the stuff behind the scenes. That stuff's it's gonna come to fruition. You're not gonna see it. You're gonna think, all right, man,
You're good.
I'll build off of that. Because like my favorite thing to tell the guys is like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And Johnny talked about that in the weight room, and that's the biggest thing where I see guys take strides is freshman to sophomore year. How much are guys lifting in the weight room, and it's just like a few guys that we mentioned being leaders on the team. Like they've taken huge strides from freshman year to senior year, but there's a lot of guys on the team that have done the same thing. Even from when I saw them, first week of August when we were maxing in the weight room to now. But yeah, I'd say a lot of guys have taken big strides in that way.
Another thing too is just the amount of growth that we've seen from these guys. Like we were talking about earlier, we've been we used to play a couple of years ago, and all these guys that are now seniors are freshmen. The box score doesn't show that stuff. They don't. You can look back through the years, but it doesn't tell the whole story about how far these guys have come and the steps that are taken forward. It's really cool to see. That's the thing.
So you guys mentioned that you played here for a while, right? So how did your playing careers here shape your coaching views now, being on the coaching staff as opposed to being on the field with the guys?
It's totally different. My dad always said you never really know the game until you start coaching it. And I really enjoyed my time here. I had an awesome time. I played 4 years, and now this is my second year coaching. And being able to see both sides of the ball is really fun. Having that experience and being able to help those guys that are new to the program, especially those first year guys. Coming from a guy that this is my 6th year in the program, this stuff's kind of second nature to me, but not so much for them. So I give them as much help as I can.
Yeah, I mean, I transferred here as a grad student and played here for 3 years, but even one less year than Johnny being here, like a lot of the same stuff. Like this is my 3rd year coaching now, and it's like at this point it's like I kind of get it, right? Like a lot of like the new kids on the team like don't really know the signs or anything like that, but even like as an upperclassman on the team, like it's easy enough to like tell them the signs and everything, but like looking at it from a coaching perspective, it's like that's what you guys should be doing as upperclassmen, building them and improving day by day.
So final question, what is the one word you guys think of that will be this team this year? There's one word to describe this team.
I'd say grit, because I mean, until someone proves me wrong and puts 20 bombs out of the ballpark, it's going to take everyone in that lineup to do their part to get us some runs and win some games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I guess I would say resilient. It's not going to be flashy. We're not going to, it's going to be dirty. It's going to be gritty. So the guys got to know that they got to bounce back and not give up and be resilient.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast, and we hope you have a great season. Now we're sending it over to Brant, who's interviewing me about the Archway Review here on the USF Encounter podcast.
Welcome back to the Encounter podcast. I am here with Rodolfo Flores, not only the editor-in-chief of our Encounter, but also the Archway Review. How are you doing, Rudy?
Good. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, so first question about the Archway Review. For listeners who may not be familiar, what is the Archway Review and what makes it unique on campus?
Yeah, so the Archway Review is the, kind of like how the Encounter is that on-campus student, run media. The Archway is kind of similar to that. We are a literary magazine as opposed to a news magazine. So instead of posting, stories like news and sports like we do here, we do works like fiction. We have nonfiction. It's called creative nonfiction is the technical term of it. There's also art we post. We do photography. And there's a couple other like different genres we have, but those are the biggest ones that we publish in. So, we have students submit to us their work. So if they have like a short story or poetry, that's the other big one we have as well. I don't know how I forgot about that. If, they could submit their poetry, their photos, and we look them over and we decide whether we're going to publish them or not. It's a longer process than that, but, that's very broad terms of what it is.
Yeah, Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, Cliff Notes, exactly,
okay.
Yeah.
What would be the difference between this magazine and our magazine, The Encounter, you would say?
Yeah, so the Archway is the literary magazine, right? So kind of how I explained in the first question, this is something that students come to us for, and they say, I have a work, right? Say you wrote a short story and you want it to be published. You can come to us and submit it, and we will help you get it submitted in the Archway, right? I think we're on our 6th edition. Yeah, my edition is the 6th edition, right? So this is also a very young magazine. This only started, I think, 5 years ago, right? The Encounter, on the other hand, it's a news magazine. It's more investigative. We're the ones going out interviewing people. We go to people and say, hey, we want to do a story on you. We're here to investigate certain like different other things that are going on campus here. We have our own writers and we're going out. So like this is more of like an internal going out as opposed to an external coming internal. That's kind of like how I describe it. And also the Encounter are over 100 years old now. So that's the biggest difference as well, is that the Archway is a very new magazine on campus. The Encounter has been established for almost a century on campus.
Okay. And how does the magazine create opportunities for students to become published authors or even artists?
So that's the biggest thing, right, is in a lot of majors, English or history or stuff like that, you need to get published stuff out there. Especially if you're like in certain job fields, people look at you and say, what published work do you have out in the world right now, right, through college? And the Archway is our on-campus version of helping you get that work. While it's not the biggest magazine and it's not something that we market outside really of the campus, we have a website with our work on it, so that students can market that stuff when they're going to employers and say, hey, here it is, and they have like a tangible magazine or they have a website link they can send them. It's the way like we want to help them get their work published, because it's all about the students and the people who come to us.
And how does, you mentioned earlier that you decide on what you want to be published and everything. So how does the editorial team decide which pieces are going to be accepted?
So we have a submission deadline that we have where we want all the works that students are looking to be published to be sent to us by. Then we have different teams, so kind of like how the Encounter has editors for a section, it's the same thing with the Archway. We have a nonfiction, we have poetry, we have fiction, we have a couple different, we actually have 2 editors for some of them as well, because our team is so big this edition. So they will be the first ones to look them over, whether they think that this piece is good, if the piece needs a little work, if it doesn't fit in their section, maybe it could go fit into another section, right? They're the ones who will make the first call to it. And then after that, it kind of goes up the chain. So if you need another section, obviously, to look at it, or I'll look at it myself. And, the biggest thing is we have we send the work always back to the creators, and we'll tell them, hey, this is what we would like to see a little more, and we give them time to change that and send it back to us as well. So it could be really refined for when it's published.
Okay. And, Rodolfo, how has your experience as editor-in-chief been for the Archway Review?
I think it's eye-opening. I think being the editor-in-chief of the Encounter really did prepare me. It wasn't too much of a culture shock, I feel like, being the editor-in-chief for another magazine. It is different because it is a literary magazine, and we only do one edition a semester as opposed to 3. So the process is a little longer, it's a little more drawn out. I'm not having to scramble everywhere to find people and tell people to do this. And, the team that I'm working with and the advisor, Professor Ionis, Dr. Ionis actually, it's been a joy to work with. So it's been actually, honestly, like really laid back, especially compared to the scrambling we do here, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining about it, obviously. I love it. But, it's just a different vibe, and, it's also different being a literary magazine, and I do enjoy it, so it's been good right now, and I think the work is going to ramp up in a little bit, given that we're going to start reading and, like looking through all the submissions, but it's been good.
Okay. And the editorial board rotates frequently for the Archway. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having new leadership every semester?
Yeah, so, just to give a little background on that, the Archway's board has rotated every single edition, right? So last edition, it was Lindsay, who is one of our news editor, and then Dulce, who's actually one of our staff writers now. And then the edition before that, it was somebody else, and now the edition now, it's me and then my team, right? So, and then next edition, the 7th edition, which I think will be next fall, it's going to be somebody completely different, right? So the advantages of that, obviously, is you get a lot of new ideas in there, right? Because I have different ideas than Lindsay had, and Lindsay had different ideas from the person before them had, and, you keep getting new, fresh ideas into the Archway. The problem with that, unfortunately, with like the disadvantage part of it, is we don't have enough time to flesh out those ideas most of the time. Right. So with the Encounter, I wanted more stories online. We got more stories online. Right. It took us a couple editions, but we finally got all the stories online, and it increased our readership by almost 700%. Right. With the Archway, one of my biggest things, which I came in there and was I had to apply to be the editor-in-chief in the class. And my biggest push with that was, well, I want this to get more recognized. I want this to have more readers, right? And the problem is I only have one edition to do it, right? So how am I going to market this in one edition? Because then the next editor-in-chief next semester might not be focused on that, and then that just gets lost, right? So that's the disadvantage is you have a very limited amount of time to put in ideas, which there are a lot of good ideas, right? To put them in and really get them going,
Yeah. Speaking of really good ideas and everything, what would you say to a student who is hesitant to submit their work?
Yeah, submit it. We're students as well. We're not harsh. I would like to think we're not harsh. We're not mean. We like to see the work. The more work, the better, honestly, because we want this magazine to grow. And I think that, even if you just submit it and get some feedback on it, so then you might not submit it this edition, which I really hope you do, but, you submit it next edition, right? I think that it's definitely on the ends of literary magazines. It's on the lower end, it's a smaller one. It's your way to get your foot in the door. So then when you apply or want to submit to, bigger literary magazines, ones that are nationally recognized, you already have some work and some experience in submitting to a literary magazine. So I think the best part is getting the experience and, just submitting your work and because once you read it and see it and have other people read your work, honestly, it's one of the best feelings in the world. So one that not a lot of people have experienced because they haven't done a published work. They haven't submitted to the Archway, or they haven't written for the Encounter. So especially for me, who didn't really want to write for the Encounter at first, and after writing my first story and once I realized the recognition that it got from, because it was on the women's basketball team, and once I had all of them oh, hey, great story, and I had different people, I was like, oh, wow, it's kind of cool. So I would say, just submit. That's the point. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And where can people submit their work?
So if you go on our website, if you just look up Archway Review, it'll pop right up. And on the homepage, it says ways to submit. So we have a link on our website that you can input your work in, or you can email, that's also on the website, and you can email the Archway email and also submit your work that way as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Rudy, for joining us on the Encounter podcast.
Thank you.
If you want to submit your work, you know where to go. Go to the Archway Reviews website, and you can find the link where it says ways to submit and submit your work there. And we are going to be right back. I'm going to be interviewing Lindsay on the Rec Club Rebrand. Welcome back to the Encounter podcast. Now I'm going to be here with Lindsay, who wrote a story about the Rec Club Rebrand. Hi, Lindsay. How you doing?
Hi, Brent. Nice to see you.
So first question. So you decided or described Rec Club as a revamped and ready. What specifically changed that makes this semester feel different than other ones?
So on January 12th, their Instagram posted that they had new board members, and I want to say that they didn't have very many previously, that maybe a couple people. So it seemed like it kind of just got to like a slow point for the club. Whereas now that they have a lot more people running it, that they have like a more variety of activities, and I think they're really trying to like expand and get more people to join. So I think there's like a bigger effort now because there's more people involved in the decision making. So that's why I think I described it revamped and ready, because seeing the schedule of like things that they plan to have, it seems like they're like jumping in. They're like, let's do it. So
yeah, it seems like they just got like a lot of like people that are wanting to get jumped in and active in it, and just kind of revamped.
Yeah,
per se.
I mean, like seeing their post, it looked like really lively. They all seem to, the majority of them seem to be in that major for sports and recreation. I don't remember what it's actually called, but I think it's along those lines. So it seems like they're already interested in that field anyway. So like having people with that interest starting and then joining a club on top of that, I think is just going to make more people attracted to join, just because they already have like that high interest from the get-go, if that makes sense. So I think that really revamped their club.
I gotcha. And so the semester calendar is pretty packed. Mm-hmm. I looked at it myself. They had flag football, volleyball, ski trips, paintball, Top Golf, and a bunch of other stuff as well. What do you think their strategy is behind of having such a wide range of activities?
I think they're really trying to expand and trying to get more people to come to their events. I like volleyball and ski trips. Those are two very different types of like outdoor activities. I mean, you can do volleyball indoors too. So I think they are just trying to reach for different types of people and get them involved too, especially because I think the people that tend to not join clubs, like they might look at that and be like, oh, that's interesting. Like maybe I'll do that and actually consider it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think they're trying to expand their reach, which I think should work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, for me, like personally, like there's a lot of people that like for me, I am really into, I like beach volleyball. Beach volleyball is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And like I did paintball like once or twice, but I broke my foot one of the times doing it actually, which was it was a lot of fun. Like people like enjoy those things, but they're very vast and very different, mm-hmm. and it could attract a lot of different people.
I think in 1 month they have like painting, or is it paintball or something along mm-hmm. those lines, and bowling, two very different activities.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely trying to explore different avenues and different events. Mm-hmm. I think it'll work.
So we talked about the ski trip a little bit. We briefly mentioned it. The service ski trip in Park City sounds incredibly meaningful. Why was it important to include that in your article?
I mean, I think just because like how this club was last year, I don't have very much knowledge of how it was ran previously, but I do have an idea of what it's like now. And knowing that they had a ski trip and they had I kind of stalked their Instagram and I was like looking at all of this stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, like a lot of people did go to this and help out, and it was all to help disabled like students or something along those lines. I'm like, oh yeah, that is really meaningful. And I just wanted to really highlight that there's more to the Rec Club than just like doing fun things. Like they're using that fun and like spreading it to people who I guess are a little bit more limited in their ability to partake in them. So they're like, yeah, let's let's help you guys. Well, not help. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're giving like an opportunity for
Yeah.
people who can't like normally go out and do this by themselves, like go on a ski trip or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're helping these people experience those possibilities of doing something along the lines like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I thought that was just important to touch on because I think it just added more depth to the club than just being like, yeah, here's a bunch of fun activities, guys. Let's join. Let's do one. Let's go to one or something like that. It's like, they actually do meaningful things in this field too. Like, I think that's, I don't know if all the people in the major or people in the class did all this, or I think they were volunteers actually that did this ski trip. So I think it was really important to add, to have the depth for rec club.
Yeah. And so, in your view, how does rec club contribute to student life at the University of St. Francis?
Well, I think we actually explained both of those without having to say it directly in this question. But one, fun events on campus for everybody, and then two, there's, they do more than just that. They help people. They spread joy around. They want to include everybody, and I think that's really important. So I think both of those, yeah.
Yeah. And like to build off of that, would you say that like since our campus is smaller than most, obviously, they're trying to expand activities to students who live on campus and even off campus as well, to do activities not just like on campus, which we're limited on because we have a small campus, but activities outside of campus like bowling, like you mentioned, or even the ski trip or something like that. They're creating opportunities for students to go do something fun and be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last question, after covering this story, what do you think makes Rec Club worth joining for people this semester?
I mean, this is more just advice, but I wish I had joined more clubs. And it didn't take me until I kind of opened up out of my shell for 2 years, which I'm a junior now, so that kind of took a while. But joining like the Encounter, and I think that's giving me not only really good like work experience, it's like fun to be around the same group of people. So just joining a club, joining something like Rec Club, which is already based on just having fun and going to different events, that's already going to be fun. But going with people that you're friendly with, or maybe you're interested in the same career, like you have similar goals, and I think you bond over that. So did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah,
think you
okay.
did. Yeah. Just be involved, and
Yeah.
there's no harm in joining a club because, you'll make friends, you'll get experiences that you've never had before, and even work experience, like you said. So,
Yeah, that's the most valuable part.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining us in the Encounter podcast. We are going to be right back, and we're going to head it over to Bolu interviewing Cara Currier about Cara Currier's retirement story. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Encounter podcast. My name is Bolu Akwantaku. I'm here with Cara Currier, the Assistant Athletic Director and volleyball head coach as well. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm really good.
That's good to hear. I just wanted to ask you, over your time here at USF, just what are some moments or just times that you've remembered that are memorable to you and just personally?
The amount of success that our athletes have been able to have here, not just volleyball, but all of our sports, the cross-country national championships, the bowling national championships, the success that our basketball teams, just so many of our sports have had, and I get to be part of all of that.
That's really amazing. That's really amazing. That leads me to, after 24 years, like you just said, leading the volleyball program, seeing the athletics department grow as it is, how does it feel knowing this chapter is actually coming to an end at USF?
It's sad. This has been such a part of my history and my career. So it'll be sad to know that a year from now I won't be involved with St. Francis anymore. But I will be constantly paying attention. I think once you're here and once you're vested, it's always part of you. So it'll never go away. My love and my heart for St. Francis like I said, we'll never die, but I just won't be here all the time.
That's facts. That's true. That's always good to hear. I mean, how would you also describe with that being said, how would you describe the legacy you're leaving behind within the athletic department?
I mean, I hope it's one of integrity. I hope it's one of honesty and passion. Like I said, I think, we as a whole in the athletic department have worked really, really hard to help and groom great student athletes, but hopefully also great adults going into the world, which is something I've tried to do with my volleyball program, but then also as assistant athletic director, carry that over into those experiences for those students.
Wow, that's really nice. I mean, with that being said, when you see players that are succeeding, like along the lines after volleyball or just succeeding later in their future careers, how does that make you feel? And how do you feel when you see that happening?
I feel it's a sense of accomplishment because ultimately I feel that that's what my goal is. If we can win games along the way, awesome. But ultimately, I feel like my job has been to help these young ladies, traverse the world to go from high school to then the working world and hopefully go out there and be awesome, awesome adults. And so when I hear success stories like that, I like to think that, we at St. Francis had a small part to do with that.
That's really amazing. I mean, come to think of it, it's kind of like a whole circle moment because you yourself started as an intern at USF, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I had actually graduated college and had been going on for my life a little bit. I had started my master's halfway, and I got a call from Western Illinois saying, hey, if you don't finish this master's, you're going to lose your classes. Oh, wow. So I finished the classes, and the last thing I had to do was an internship. So I was teaching at a local high school at the time, so it wasn't easy to go out and find. So I reached out to Pat Sullivan at the time here at St. Francis. And I was able to do my internship here over the summer to finish my master's. And then a couple years later, they reached back out and was able to bring me on.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That sounds really nice to hear. I mean, with that being said, if that, taking me back, were you part of one of the stories, I think one of your favorite moments was beating Doan in 2012. Can you tell us a little bit more about that story and how it made you feel in that moment?
Like I said, it was one of those moments. Doan was a powerhouse, was definitely ranked higher. I think everyone at the national tournament was expecting Doan to win. They just have to get through this match to make it to the final site. And so for us to be able to push them to 5 and to go ahead and beat them, it was a really feel-good underdog story. And that group of kids and that team are people that I continue to communicate with all the time.
Wow, that's really nice. I mean, that's part of something you say. I mean, when you guys you share a we over me mindset, and how did you emphasize that into that team? How do you emphasize that into the team right now at USF?
We had a theme. I believe that was the year that we had a theme called 15 Strong.
Oh, okay.
So we had 15 members on the team, and it took all of us. It took all of us. And so that was the whole season. We kept trying to emphasize that we were 15 strong. It wasn't just the 6 people out on the court at any time, or maybe the 8 with the subs, or whatever it may be. It took all 15 of those team members to accomplish that goal. So,
I mean, that's really nice. That's really nice. It sounds like you guys really had a team energy, something like a player would want to be a part of, and as a coach that you would be happy to see leaving that type of legacy behind. That's amazing. With one last question I would like to ask you, if you could say anything to a future player or just a future coach or just anybody looking to play sports in the future, what is one advice you would like to give them that you can?
Embrace the moment. That the 4 years that you're here and involved in the sport that you're in, it goes so much faster than you think it will. Before you know it, it's over. So really embrace the entire experience that you have. Take the role that you have on that team, whatever it may be, whether it's ideally what you hopefully wanted or whether it's a different role than you thought you were going to have when you came in. Embrace it, do it the best you can, and really contribute to the team, because the experience that you can have, whether you're the starter or whether you're the 15th person in, can really be a defining moment for you and a memory that will last you a lifetime.
Thank you so much for meeting with us. It was amazing speaking with you. It sounds like you've really developed a USF team energy that players can really develop when they leave the university. Now we turn it over to Lindsay and Maria for Point Counterpoint, the new segment, Girl Talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I got them done Saturday, but I didn't know if I wanted to do the French tip or not. But I was like, Valentine's Day.
Do you not usually do French tip?
I do a French tip usually, but I was thinking of doing like a little more color.
I'm the same way though. Like I always get natural nails. Like they're pink, red, or white.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like to mix it up. But you know, Valentine's Day, I guess. So I was like, I guess.
Really?
What do you mean you guess?
I'm not that huge of a fan of it.
Really?
But you still like spent money on it?
Okay, put the cameras. I didn't spend money on Valentine's Day. I just got Valentine's Day nails.
Okay.
It's
Like,
different.
You like
Yeah.
like the idea of it?
So yeah, like I like the idea of it, but then like when it comes down to the actual whole thing, I feel like it's just a waste of time.
A waste of time.
Okay,
What?
it's like
Are you
weird.
wait, hold on. Are you one of those people that think it's performative?
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's just
Okay,
kinda
but like
I feel like it's disappointing. I think that's what it is.
but if you
like,
think about it, if you think about it being performative, then there's like no real feelings involved.
but this is the vibe. So I'm big on gifts. Like I like getting gifts. I like receiving but I don't
You're
like
a
giving
gift girly?
them. Yeah, but I don't like giving them. Like I don't like that.
Honestly, no,
So-
it stresses me out too. I like never know the right thing to pick out.
But then imagine Valentine's Day. It's like
And there's
you
so many
need
things.
right. You're like expecting the flowers. You're expecting like the gift. You're expecting like the
big
jewelry,
teddy bear,
the big
the
teddy
chocolate.
bear.
Okay,
the
I think that's just a
reservations.
huge consumer's employ though, to get you to spend money though.
But
That's what I'm
the
saying.
point.
I guess.
The point of Valentine's Day is to spend to appreciate the people that you love.
Yeah, but
that
that's
love you.
Like,
That's the
not
point.
How I see it. Like,
No,
that's
you're
like,
not. Then you're not getting the point of
Okay,
Valentine's
but
Day.
this is the thing, Lindsay. So this.
Real.
This is the thing that I'm saying though. Like, I feel like it's the same delusion of like, oh, like you know the rom-coms, like the.
Oh, I love
I love
rom-coms.
rom-coms too, but
I
imagine
love a good
all the creepy
rom-com.
parts. Think of all the weird parts.
Like what?
You're telling me if you were Cat from 10 Things I Hate About You, which you're Cat like IRL Cat.
Oh, cute.
But if you were that Cat and you're telling me you're like all of a sudden new boyfriend, you find out he got paid to date you, you'd be like,
Yeah,
so
I
that-
would low key. Yeah, no, that would probably put me into a depression for a
That's
little
what
bit.
I'm saying. Like
BH.
that's weird. Like I wouldn't be able to forgive that, and I feel like it's the same weird, strange vibe with Valentine's Day.
But what does that have to do with
you have,
Valentine's
like,
Day?
Everything. Like you need the
It's just
same
a guy
delusional mentality. Is what I'm saying.
Do you have a favorite romance movie?
Yeah. Tell us.
Like, what's your favorite
and I'll
rom-com?
ruin it for you.
I don't know if I've ever picked a favorite rom-com.
Like,
To be honest.
Like The Notebook.
The Notebook. Oh my gosh.
don't watch
Have you
a lot of
think about The
rom-coms.
Notebook in real life.
Creepy. You're telling
Did
me
the
some
guy
random
hang off a
guy-
Ferris wheel for the girl?
Yes. He literally hung off. He goes, "Take me on a date, or I'm gonna jump."
I
Basically.
think I would have kicked him off.
I would feel
What?
scared.
Yeah,
like, that's
no.
That's scary.
You bring up a fair point. That is fair. That is fair.
Exactly.
That is
weird.
Yes,
That's weird.
I agree.
Or what about what's that movie called? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That girl. That's what I just said.
No, you
Yeah.
said.
Oh wait, no, you're
No,
right.
I'm
You're
right.
right. You're right. You're right. You're
Yes,
right. You're right. Yeah. That thing too. It's like, if it was up to me, baby, we'd both be cut off in like what, day 3?
I can't even think of another rom-com. I'm gonna be honest.
But like,
Lindsay.
Loki, now that you're bringing it up, like, there is
All
a
the
one.
boys I've loved before. He was waiting for
Oh.
Jen the whole time.
I don't know that movie. I've seen other
Like years.
the
Like,
other ones.
literally since like this guy was waiting for this girl since childhood.
Yeah.
Like little children.
Yeah.
Would you wait for a guy that long?
Wait, what?
Wait.
Like,
that wasn't
wait.
the one.
Wait, no.
No, that's not the one. That's the one
I
where
don't
they,
know.
I'm talking about the one where they fake date. It's
Oh,
Laura Jean
yes.
and Peter Kavinsky.
That
They
whole
fake
thing
date.
is weird too. With rom-coms, like the fake
The
dating.
fake
trope.
dating, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a trope
I
that
feel
they
like-
get from books.
Yeah, because I feel like in real life you can't really do that. Like, like, I guess they would buy it, but at the same time I feel like
Wait,
it's weird.
did y'all like what movie was it? Oh my gosh, the one with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
Glenn,
What was that movie? What was
yeah,
that movie?
Yes, that was good though.
I don't remember, but it was like what is it called?
Like Not About You or something like that?
Oh,
No, that
Anyone
was-
But You.
Anyone But You.
Yes,
I was
that
so
a
wrong with that
movie,
title.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like, that's maybe one movie. I guess it's like a point. Like, I guess all rom-coms aren't crazy because like that movie, like.
Wait, are we saying?
I don't
Are
know, I
you
wouldn't
saying that
think
you
so.
wouldn't watch a rom-com on Valentine's Day?
No, I would. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't like Valentine's Day because I feel like you have all these expectations and they're almost never happening. Like, all the girls I know for Valentine's Day, like past years, it's like, oh, I wanted my boyfriend to do this, and I wanted him to do this, and he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. And it's always the same, like, at the end of the day, I feel like girls are just disappointed.
I feel like I always do hear my friends complaining.
Yeah.
I think that's just because everything's based in comparison now.
Really?
When it should just be that you take a moment out of your day to be like, I love you.
But that's every day.
Just because I love you.
Day, you know, like that's
No,
a
it's
regular day.
that was the point of Valentine's Day. Was to celebrate all kinds of love. It doesn't even matter. That's why Valentine's Day exists.
Oh, I love good Valentine's.
Yes, I know you had a good time about Valentine's Day.
Guys, I actually love Valentine's so much. I had 2.
You had 2?
I had 2.
Spread the love. I didn't get one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next time you're asking me. The first one I ate was like so much pasta and chicken, and then garlic bread, and me and my friends painted picture frames. And then
was this for the sorority?
No, and then my second one was with my sorority, and that was also super fun. We took lots of pictures.
I saw
we
they
played
were so
board
cute.
games. Yeah, thank you. And I don't know. I feel like you're kind of right. Like if you don't look at Valentine's Day as
Because if it was just romantic couples, that's what
I
anniversaries are
need
for.
to, like, have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever.
Still, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just not the same vibe.
Okay, what if Valentine's Day just didn't exist altogether?
Womp womp.
Like, but I feel like at that point they would probably find another holiday to like commercialize and make money.
Yes.
It'd probably
See,
be like
also-
take your boyfriend or take your girlfriend on a St. Patrick's Day date and
That's
get him
what I
shamrocks.
was gonna say. What's up with that? What's up with St. Patrick's Day? No one's hyping that up for real.
What if I want some potatoes? What if I want someone to give me some potatoes? Irish. Duh.
But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Valentine's Day, if you look at it from the normal perspective of like boyfriend and girlfriend or relationships in general, like whoever the significant other is, it's just like you're setting yourself up for failure regardless, which I hate to be on a man's side.
But Valentine's
at
Day
the
never
same
disappoints.
time- Exactly.
That's
But
why
what I'm
that's
saying
the point
is-
of Valentine's Day.
No.
Because if we just think about couples, then yeah, sure, it can be disappointing when you're set up for comparing your relationship to other people or your expectations to the reality.
Wait, have you had like a bad Valentine's experience? Is that like why you're like kind of?
Have you been
butthurt about
traumatized?
it? Yeah.
Okay, no,
Tell
I
us.
haven't been traumatized, but I like based off like my friends and just like the girls I know. Like for example, last year I had this coworker, and her boyfriend, like she would always go all out for her boyfriend, and Valentine's Day was like her thing. Like she just really liked it. So she wanted a Pandora charm bracelet, not a bracelet, just a charm. Reservations to a nice dinner, flowers, and a gift. He only got a gift, and it wasn't even that nice. Like it wasn't what she wanted, you know. And I feel like that's always the same vibe. Like
I think that's
every
just
time I hear it,
someone.
it's like,
I don't know. I just
Like,
don't think
lack
that
of
that's a good
communication
couple.
Between them. Like
but
maybe
that's
they
what I'm
communicated.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like
That's-
even
yeah.
for a man, like it's like Valentine's Day is like a lot of like expectations, I guess, and you just end up like shit down.
So maybe the problem isn't actually with Valentine's Day. It's just like people not communicating to their significant others, and then it just happens to explode on
Like,
Valentine's Day.
And I think it's just knowing your partner. Like
I guess
for me and my boyfriend, like quality time. I like quality time, and I like receiving words of affirmation, low key. So like, you know, but if he gives me a gift, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I love it, obviously, because he gave it to me. But it's not. I want to spend more time with him. We're long distance, so I
Have you
miss
ever
him.
had a disappointing Valentine's Day?
I mean, I can't say that I have.
Not even just with your boyfriend.
I mean,
in
like
general.
in general.
Like even before your boyfriend, like whenever.
No, I kind of made money one day, but I like it was like a 50-50 thing at league. So that was about it. Like, yeah. I think you know what? It's more, I think when we go like from childhood where you get a Valentine's from everybody to absolutely nothing, from nothing, and where you just get one thing from your boyfriend, then I think your expectations skyrockets. You're like, I deserve so much stuff because I used to get heck of things.
And then you guys like
you know what I
decorate
mean?
mailboxes at school and like
Yeah.
and then you filled out the cute little cards. I have a nephew and he's just like he's just at the age where he's just starting to handle Valentine's Day, like Valentine's Day at school, and like it just brought back so much like nostalgia. I was like, I want to do that again, please. Like, let me please.
Oh my god, literally, my sister
Giving the
teaches
good
third
ones to
grade,
the people you
and
like.
I've gone to her Valentine's Day parties, and
Oh
they're
my gosh,
so
that's so
like
beautiful.
the vibe is just so cute. Like
And
they're
then you
all
get like
little kids.
cupcakes, and you get like one
Yeah.
slice of pizza, and then you get to watch a
Yeah.
movie.
Literally,
And, like,
it's just
ugh.
such a different, like, better vibe.
And then I went to Catholic school,
oh gosh.
so that we wore uniforms all the time. But if it was Valentine's Day or a holiday party, we got to dress down, and we didn't have to pay a donation. Yeah, so I got to dress down too for free.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like tea.
Yeah.
Literally.
Tea.
I don't know, guys.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like, oh, like it's everyone is just
I have one positive about Valentine's Day though.
okay.
The chocolate. And then how
Like
what? You don't like chocolate?
stop. I like chocolate. I don't love chocolate, and I hate the red boxes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about with the chocolate.
Oh, the little
I'm
ones
not,
with the
like,
cartoon
an
characters
assorted-
and little characters, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the chocolate's not good.
Like you know how you get okay, here's my hack. If you like grocery stores, the clearance section of Valentine's Day candy, like go the day after Valentine's Day. And everything's on clearance and it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
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 That's like for every holiday though.
Yeah.
But like
Because they're just
particularly
they're trying to
Valentine's
sell it
Day.
and they're trying to get rid of it.
But like
It's just a bunch of junk.
Valentine's Day, 'cause
I'm
it's so much
saying
fun.
It's just a bunch of
I'm
junk.
saying, it's all
I
a bunch of
agree.
junk.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all like just like the chocolates, the decorations, the stuffed animals,
You don't
the
need
fake
any.
flowers.
You
I
don't need
really
any
like
of
fake
that junk.
See,
flowers.
you
You
probably
go
don't,
into
but-
Walmart or go into Target and there's like all these heart-shaped things or red
Yeah.
things just because it's Valentine's Day.
Literally.
But it just clutters your house.
Yeah,
Low-key, it just clutters your house, and I can't.
No,
I would
yeah.
rather get it like a teddy bear.
I agree.
I low-key got that. I'm one to fall for that ploy because my favorite colors are red and pink. So like I just like Valentine's Day, I just like love it because everything's like pink and red and fun and then I get stuff and I'm like I don't need it.
Cute. Yeah.
Do
I just
y'all
bought it 'cause it was
decorate
cute.
your house for Valentine's Day?
No, I don't decorate my house for anything
Oh,
other than Christmas.
My house is decked out.
And the only thing that's decked out is the tree. I don't even care for the tree. It's just my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like I know my grandparents decorate because my grandma decorates her house for Valentine's Day. So I'm like, is that the only thing that happens? Like, do other people do that too?
No,
or is she just
house
like?
is decorated.
I have
know?
a lot of friends that like they do full on house decorating thing, but my mom's never been on that. She just doesn't really care.
No, yeah.
No, my mom is very clean freak, so she wants
Really?
everything neat and like perfect and tidy.
See, my mom's the same way, but then she also wants it to like match every like holiday. So like
And it's
literally,
cute,
I have
like-
4th of July decorations for my house. I have
Oh
Halloween,
my
St.
gosh.
Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. In January, there's snowflake hanging from my ceiling. I'm not even kidding.
That's like constant
Like
taking. You know, like the boxes you keep in your garage for like all of that stuff. You're like constantly taking them out and putting them back.
there's boxes and boxes in
That's
my basement.
crazy.
It's kind of like you were saying, like how Valentine's Day with the whole like it's like, in your how you were saying, well, like it's like in your face and like trying to get you to spend money.
Wait, yeah.
My
Lindsay.
mom is like the biggest, like, I don't know, I feel like adults in general, though, like her age, like she's like on the older side, they're such like, they fall for it. Like, they just fall for the point.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't it? I feel like people say that Valentine's Day is like a holiday invented by Hallmark,
Hallmark,
Yes.
to get
I
them to get
didn't
cards.
know
Was
that.
that? Am I
Didn't
right
know
on that?
Yeah, it's true though.
Oh,
yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
Which
I'm
is
not
also
wrong.
Crazy. That's what I'm saying. This is all made up. This is all fake. This is fake news. Like,
But you can still like
I guess.
honor the intent of the holiday and not partake in the insanity.
And that, like, I feel like
I
as
feel
long as
like-
you communicate.
No, I like the.
I think if you're
I'm
a
just
good
gift
couple,
person, so I'm like, I see everyone being disappointed. I'm like, oh, like this again, like you guys messing up again,
Again?
literally, like again,
What?
like I just can't imagine.
then
It's
there's just not a
annoying.
good couple. If you're like
But
not
it's the
communicating with them,
point, Like,
no, you don't.
But is
Do
that,
you not get it? Wait.
Lindsay, no, what are you not getting?
Oh my God. Okay, wait, hold on.
but if they're not a good couple,
Okay.
is that just their fault? It's not Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day's fault.
Like, it's more like I think if you have a problem on Valentine's Day, it's enunciating a problem you already have.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lindsay, what's your plan with boyfriend
Well,
for
I
Valentine's
was
Day?
my plan.
What are you
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do?
what are your plans, Lindsay? Let us know.
Yeah, let
Well,
us know. Tell us.
I'm in a
Tell us.
long distance relationship.
He's California, huh?
Yeah,
Aww.
but I saw him.
Womp womp.
But I see him
Okay.
that's
soon.
Good,
Yeah,
okay.
I will see him in the passing. It's gonna be real short, but
Have
you
you
know.
communicated your expectations?
Oh my gosh, Kat.
Yes, of course I have.
Okay, period.
Girls, it is 2 in the morning and I'm trying to sleep. I have work tomorrow. Go to bed.
What is wrong with him?
Probably a lot of things.
Gosh. Good night.
Good night.